Welcome to NeverTheLess podcast with Bidemi Mark-Mordi, a show dedicated to organic leaders and leaderpreneurs. Today, you would learn how to discover your essence and live more powerfully.
Hi, welcome to the NeverTheLess, a show for organic leaders and leaderpreneurs. My name is Bidemi Mark-Mordi, and this is the fourth episode in the series about truth. The last time when we came, we looked at manufacturing truth. And I told us that we manufacture truth because we do not want to be seen as vulnerable. We do not want to be seen as weak. It matters to us that people see us as strong people all the time. We do not want to be constrained by the confines of time. And yet time and not having enough of it is a truth and a reality that all of us face. And I told us that to be able to live with truth, we must ask, or to live truth well, or stop manufacturing truth, we must ask ourselves the question that says, is my understanding of the moment the truth? Or my understanding of what is happening right now, is it the truth? This fourth and last episode, I'd want to bring to us how to steward truth. But before I get to how to steward truth, to look at the things that bring us to the capacity to live truth well, I want us to take a look at a question that we need to answer. The question is, can truth be unbiased? Can truth be unbiased? Now, of course, there is a group of people known as eclectics. The eclectic is someone who needs to never defend anything. As far as is concerned, everything works. As long as it doesn't disturb him in the moment, it works. So you find him agreeing with all parties in a scenario or concerning a matter because he just doesn't want to take responsibility for decision making. The eclectic thinks that, if you say you are a man, you are a man. If you say you are a woman, you are a woman. Even if truth suggests otherwise, the eclectic doesn't mind that as long as it is what works for you and it's not going to make him uncomfortable or it's not going to affect him adversely, the eclectic does not take responsibility for truth. Now, we cannot all live like the eclectic, can we? Because when we live like that, the fact that we say that truth cannot be biased opens up the door to say that truth is subjective, that truth becomes anything that we say it is. And this makes a mess of the absoluteness of what truth is. To be able to steward truth right, therefore, there are certain traits that we must possess so that we know that we're walking on the path of truth, and that when we are taken through the sifter and we are taken through the rigors of defending truth, we will be standing with the right truth. Yes? So the first thing that I know that we must possess when we're determined to walk in truth is that we must possess courage. The courage to take a stand. The courage to take a stand. The courage to take a stand. In Joshua 24, when Joshua was at the end of his life, he was rounding off, after serving his generation by the will of God. Joshua challenged the people of Israel. He said, choose this day whom you will serve. Joshua was saying, I have made my peace with this truth. The truth I'm following is the truth of heaven. I would only do what God has called me to do. And if you don't want to do that, it becomes your own responsibility and it becomes your problem. Joshua challenged men to take up the courage or to pick up the courage to stand for truth. Take a look around you. Look at the civilizations that we claim to have today. Truth has become scarce. And whether we agree or not, truth is requiring, unfortunately, some level of defense. And it takes people who will be courageous because truth has become scarce. More and more people are going on the side or standing on the side of a lie. And so if everyone is standing on the side of a lie, it has become our own responsibility to determine what truth is and to receive the courage to stand in the place of truth. The second thing that we must have if we want to walk in truth, not truth that is subjective, but truth that is objective and absolute and divine, is the humility to identify with others. You cannot want to walk in truth and be iconoclastic and just be someone who does your own thing however you want it, wherever you want it. It takes away from the truth when we do not identify with others and we do not go with others. To want to be different can push us to the place where we begin to manufacture a truth that does not exist. The third thing to think about when you want to steward truth and steward it right is honesty. Are you honest enough to walk through your own conclusion? When a man is honest enough because he's invested in truth, he will submit his conclusions to others to poke at. They would review his submissions, question his submission to determine that his submission is the right one. Anyone who cannot submit their truth or their submissions to be reviewed by others has crossed the Rubicon into manufacturing truth, even if they don't know it themselves. To stand for truth, we must overcome our bias. The truth is that the truth is the truth. Whether I like the truth in this moment or not, the truth is the truth. Whether you like the truth in this moment or not, the truth is the truth. And the thing about truth is even when we do everything to ignore or to stand against truth, somewhere deep down inside of us, we know that truth is truth. So we must have the capacity to overcome our bias when it comes to truth. You may not like it, but it is the truth. So you can say, I do not like it, even though it's the truth. Because then you will be exercising a choice which is within your prerogative to exercise. But you cannot change and twist the truth so that I now have to bow to your own prerogative. It will make it not comfortable and not the best thing that we should be doing. To stand for truth, we must recognize that we are not infallible, that every single one of us has a part of us that truth will rankle. And just because it rankles you doesn't make you a bad person and does not negate the fact that it is the truth that is the best for you and me. We are not right just because it makes sense to us. So when it comes to truth, we must say to ourselves, it makes sense to me, but I know it is not right. It makes sense to me in the moment, and I know it is not right. The point is, as I bring this to a close, and this is the end of this series, truth is not middle of the road. We cannot be middle of the road people and expect that we're living or imagine that we're living in absolute truth. Truth is an extreme. I know we don't like to hear things like that, but truth is an extreme. Remember, I told us that nothing can be true and false at the same time. Nothing has the capacity to be the truth and the lie at the same time. It means that truth is not inclusive. Truth is extreme. And because we don't take truth from what we perceive truth to be, truth is an absolute because it is rooted in a divine God who has the capacity to be the same yesterday, today, and forever. Whether you believe me or not, whether you want to agree with me or not, it does not take away from the fact that truth is truth. Now hear me. I'm not saying that I'm someone who's done every piece of truth that there is. But the one thing I am committed to not be is someone who is hypocritical enough to not recognize when I walk in my own deceit. Many years ago, a very wise man told me, he said the worst kind of deception is the deception against oneself. You may be able to deceive some other people once in a while or some of the time. When you begin to deceive yourself, then you have grown in a deceit, and obviously there'll probably be no remedy for you. So truth is what it is, whether it benefits me in this moment or not. Truth is what it is, whether you see it as that or you don't see it as that. Just because truth is truth, is the reason why you don't have the capacity to curate truth, or you don't have the authorization to curate truth. And I do not have the authorization to curate truth. I think it is why truth is the exclusive reserve of God. It is the sum total of His word, His character, His being, His grace, His glory, and all of those things. So if you want to find truth, I'd encourage you to find God. If you would find truth, I would encourage you to find truth. The Bible says somewhere, it said, buy truth and tell it not. Because truth has the capacity to save you from many things. From my household to yours, a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. It is my prayer that on this journey, that the Lord God will keep you, and that if Jesus tarries, I would be here and you'll be here in 2024. I'm praying for you and I'm praying for myself that come the year coming, as the Lord spares our lives, that you and me would do better and will handle truth with a bit more integrity than we have done in the past. Remember, truth is absolute. Nobody has the capacity to change truth. We may change it for our moments, and we may think it's working in that moment. But if it is not universal, it is not truth. Thank you so much for keeping with faith with me in 2023. If God would help us, next year we will continue the journey. I look forward to hearing from you. Remember to continue to share the broadcast. Remember to like them, and remember to follow me on social media. Who knows what will be happening with me in the year coming? I am rooting for you, but I know that for us to excel, to have efficient and effective lives, to be successful people, we must embrace truth and not have truth, not the truth that we think, but the truth that is. God bless you. Remember, if you embrace your superpower, you live powerful lives. If Jesus tarries, I'll see you on the other side of 2023. God bless you, and bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Nevertheless. For more information and resources, call 080-90563-555 or send an email to bidemi@bidemimark.com. Don't forget, discovering your purpose helps you live more powerfully.